J.D. Vance, before he was a Republican darling, J.D. Vance, before he was a leading candidate to be vice president of the United States on Donald Trump's ticket, if they win, he was somebody who called Donald Trump an idiot. He's somebody who compared Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler. And now we have found evidence that Donald Trump also is not believed by J.D. Vance on the issue of sexual assault allegations, specifically around a woman named Jessica Leeds. Jessica Leeds, if you don't know, claimed that Donald Trump groped her. She came forward along with other women in Mediaite. By the way, go to Mediaite.com and check out this story. They have a great story on this. It gives you all the background. But Leeds came forward with other women who said, "Look, Trump assaulted us." She testified in the E. Jean Carroll civil trial, which again, Trump was found liable for sexual assault by a preponderance of the evidence. But a lot of people dismissed her. Trump dismissed her. There are other Republicans dismissed her. But J.D. Vance shows up to talk about this in October, of 2016 on Hardball, back when Chris Matthews was still on Hardball. And Chris Matthews says to J.D. Vance, after running a clip of the allegation, he says, "What do you think of this?" Talking to J.D. Vance. He said, "What do you think of this?" This is something, it's sort of interesting, evocative of the time, because we used to say stewardess, first of all. That was a flight attendant. It gives us a sense of history, but this woman was not a show-off. She's just telling what happened so we can know it. That's a direct clip from Chris Matthews. If it sounds a little disjointing, I'm just giving you the word for word what Chris Matthews said, because I don't want anybody saying I misrepresented the case. So basically, this was about a stewardess, this idea that because Jessica Leeds said, he started putting his hand on my skirt, and I wish the stewardess would come and rescue me. So Matthews is talking about the stewardess thing, but ultimately he's saying this woman's telling her story. She's not a show-off. She's just telling what happened. And what does the potential Donald Trump running mate say? He says, yes. And it makes me think that at fundamental, this is sort of he said, she said, right? And at the end of the day, do you believe Donald Trump, who always tells the truth? Just kidding. Or do you believe the woman on the tape? So he starts with the he said, she said thing, which is a little icky because like rape allegations aren't just he said, she said. Women don't lie about being raped. Statistically speaking, they almost never lie about being raped. It's just a fact. Doesn't mean nobody lies. People lie, but most people don't. So it's not just a he said, she said. That's what we mean when we say believe women. We don't mean believe every woman ever in the history of human history. We simply mean we should not begin from a posture of assuming that women are lying about being sexually assaulted, because statistically speaking, they don't. But Vance continues and says, at the end of the day, do you believe Trump, who always tells the truth? Just kidding. Or do you believe the woman on the tape? So J.D. Vance, this guy right here, who's a Republican, who's now on the Trump train. He said Trump was an idiot. He compared him to Hitler. And he basically said that he probably did what Jessica Leeds said he did. He's now about to be in the running for president or vice president. And if he's in the running for vice president, he's going to have some splaining to do. Now, I'm not saying this to undermine J.D. Vance's political career, although if he's caught saying too many awful things about Trump, it's going to be damn hard. It's going to be damn hard to pick him, because it's going to be hard. He's going to have to explain all this stuff. But the other side of it is maybe Trump is saying, look, I want the person who said the worst thing about me so that he can bring those folk over. The people who trust J.D. Vance because he didn't trust Trump. Now he can say, look, you know what? I've seen the light. Trump is the guy. That's all possible. We don't know how this is going to play out. But what we know for sure is that the very people who now are trying to convince you that Donald Trump is a good guy for the country, that he's electable, people who are trying to tell you that you should vote for Donald Trump, those very people months ago, like J.D. Vance, or years ago, like J.D. Vance, were telling you that Trump was a monster. So maybe you shouldn't trust them if the only reason that they're now speaking out for Trump is because they have a political agenda that will be advantaged by Trump